Today's video is on the top 5 most common mistakes that you're probably doing when trying to execute nail art. Tracey's gonna take you through them and show you what not to do right now.
Okay, so today we're gonna cover art and the top 5 mistakes that I've made. So maybe you've made them and I can continue to make on a daily basis. So I'm gonna kind of show you how to fix it, because 99% of doing nails is knowing what to do when you make a mistake. So we're gonna kind of go with the flow. We're gonna start with number 1, when we're first starting the nail, to how we finish the nail off. Let's get started. Okay, so the first one that I got for you is overthinking, which was a huge problem for me and still is a huge problem. And I've already overthought this video like 300 different times since about 8 o'clock this morning when we decided to do it. It's common to do, but what we do is a customer comes in and we know that they want art, and we start thinking about all these different things, and we have all this art on the wall, and we start thinking, I need to be like Picasso, and it has to be this intricate design, and they're gonna want all this bells and whistles and the nativity scene of little baby Jesus from a baby to an adulthood, and that's just not true. A lot of times the best artwork that I've ever done is when I barely think, don't think, overthink it. When I get too involved and my mind starts getting cloudy with all these different ideas, it usually doesn't turn out. Number 2 is maintenance. We don't think about maintenance. What I mean by that is, if a customer is going to want nail art, we start doing all these beautiful designs and different things on it, and then we're like, oh crap, they have to come back in 2 to 3 weeks. And how are we going to make that difference? How are we going to change it up and make it quick and simple? So let me show you what I'm talking about. We got her prepped and ready to go with a form. And what I'm talking about, not thinking about maintenance, my first thing I think about is protecting the natural nail for a couple different reasons. Because I like to electrophile down, so I only have to electrophile to the pink or the clear that I put down as a base. Plus, it makes it easier to switch designs up. Let me show you. If I take my cover pink, I usually like to put pink down if I remember. If not, I use clear. And the reason being is, if they want to change out to a nude nail or, dare I say, a French nail, then it's going to be super easy for me. Then I don't even have to electrophile the clear down. So we're only working on pink itself. So again, I take a little bit of the pink, just kind of nice and wet. I put it down, get a little more liquid, and I put it over that natural nail. I don't want to do it thick because, well, we'll talk about that in a second. I just want to give it a little wash. Now, when she comes back for maintenance, and let's say she has a design over the entire surface of the nail and we need to file it off, no big deal. The natural nail is nice and protected, and I don't have to remove everything. Another thing I think about when we're thinking about maintenance is how far, if I'm doing like a glitter fade or something like that, how far do I want it to go up the nail? Show you what I'm talking about. So if I'm taking a glitter and we're gonna fade it semi up the nail, I will typically take it, start here, kind of run it up. And I start thinking about how far do I run it up the natural nail. So I might take it right here, right past the smile line would typically be, and kind of blend it up. Why do I like to think about this? Is, let's say she does come back in 3 weeks and she doesn't want a glitter fade at all. She wants that dreaded French nail. I can easily snap it off, and I'll pretty much, when I take those toenail clippers, we have videos on how to do this, and I snap it and come across, this will pretty much be grown out to her free edge, and it'll make it super, super easy. That way I don't have to electrophile all of this off. So this takes us into number 3, putting our artwork low enough. what I mean by that is if we are doing, let's say, glitter all the way up the nail. So let's grab some Mylar and let's grab some confettis, right? If I don't set those, if I build the nail up too much, I won't have room to place my art. Whether you're doing, let's say you're encapsulating flowers, which you'll never see me do, or anything like that, or our confettis. This way, when we go to cap, right? When we go to cap the nail, we won't file out our artwork, which is really, really important. However, if you do, I'm going to show you a trick on how to fix it, because I do it all the time. So let's finish this out a little bit. If you notice, the artwork is really, really low, and that's going to give us room to cap from here to here in clear. So again, so we don't file it out. So I'm going to go ahead and cap it. Enough pearl. Okay guys, bear with me. First acrylic of the day. Actually, first acrylic in like a week, so always is a struggle. The struggle is real. Okay. Make sure that we're building it up enough to protect everything. Make sure we have enough strength in that body. Okay, then pull it through. Let's get another pearl. Make sure we have everything protected. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, file this out off camera, and then we'll get back to you. And then I'm going to show you how to fix it if you file through and you hit some of that glitter or your artwork and you mess it up. Okay, before I show you guys how to fix number 3, I'm gonna kind of jump ahead to number 4 and 5 a little bit. So number 4 for me is, there's this fear, and I totally understand it because I have it, is, okay, I got my artwork on the nail and I have the art looking the way I want it to look, but I really need to file and shape the nail more, because if I do, like if I have a ledge back here, I'm so afraid that I'm going to go through my glitter, so I'm gonna just leave it. Just because we have art doesn't mean we forget the fundamentals. We have to have a beautiful shape. Without a beautiful shape, the artwork is not gonna look as good either. So even if you're gonna take out some of your glitter, don't worry about it. We're gonna fix it. Go ahead and follow through and get your shape. That also brings me to the follow through. And this is where I was really, really horrible, is I'd get halfway through and I'm like, first of all, I just filed through her back. I took out some of the glitter. I filed a little of her confetti there. Now it's half a piece. And I'd start telling my customer this, first of all, or I go, we need to remove the whole thing. The follow through. Most of my artwork I don't like until I get the top coat on. The top coat is like the wow factor. Like it is the moment everything pops. So follow through, finish your artwork, correct what you need to correct, which we're getting ready to do, but go ahead and finish it. So let's grab our protein bond because we want to make sure she doesn't chip, especially, okay, this is why I never worry about thinning out the back of the nail too much. Because if you leave a ledge, your customer is going to pick at it, and I can't blame them because I'm going to pick at it myself. But we're going to put protein bond back there just in case, by some chance, I expose and some of the natural nail is being exposed. Protein bond, and then I'm going to top coat it. And it's going to be nice and thin and protected and coated. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that top coat back there. Make sure everything's nice and sealed all the way back without touching the skin. Okay, I'm gonna get on a nice first layer. Ooh, see what I mean? Even without fixing the back, you see the bling? Wasn't too crazy about the artwork until I got the top coat on, and it's like, boom, wow. Okay, let's go ahead and put her in the light. Yeah, let's just put her on for 10 seconds. We're gonna freeze this up. Okay, all we did is we froze the product so it's not moving. So we have that sticky layer, and I'm gonna show you. When I'm making a mix, I like to leave a little bit of it in loose glitter form, and this is why, before I mix it in with the colored acrylic. So you could even just put it in a little bit, mix this, put your clear acrylic in it, shake it up. Now you have your mix, but you have a little bit of the glitter in the jar or the lid for you, just in case you make a mistake. So now we can take this and we can fill that little back area in. And I kind of like doing this because I think it does help to even bring out more dimension in the nail. And then I can just hit it in a couple different spots too. And see how, I don't know if you can see that, but it actually gives it more depth. Okay, so we're gonna push that in. Make sure it's nice and tight, clean it around the edge before we top coat it. Okay, make sure we have enough here. Beautiful. Okay, now we can go ahead and seal it. Get our stain resistant top coat again. We fixed any problems, anything we filed through, and we're gonna coat it. And we even gave it more dimension. Okay, let's go ahead and put it in the light. Okay, so those are 5 mistakes that we can make and what to do when we make them. But I want to throw one more in there, and it's something that I still do on a daily, and I'm trying to work on it, so let's work on this together, is not judging my work to other people's work. Because if we start doing that, there's some seriously talented people out there and that can hand paint and do all these other things that I can't do, or actually I just choose that's not my preference. I could really start to come down on myself. But here's the thing, I love my artwork too, and there are clients out there that love it, just like you. So don't compare your artwork to others. You do glitter presses, you do Mylars, you do all the things that I do. There is a full, very full clientele for you. So again, don't judge yourself by others.